Yeah, that's exactly right, Bob and Chelsea. We do now have 12 jurors, 4 alternates that are going to hear the case against Richard Allen. But as you mentioned, Bob, yeah, the exact makeup, men, women, and we collected other details on them, but we don't know exactly who is sitting on that jury pool because we witnessed 17 people picked for that jury. However, they have clearly one of those people was dismissed, but the judge did not address that issue and didn't let us know, and the attorneys aren't allowed to talk about it because of a gag order in this case. You may remember we ended yesterday, day 1 of jury selection, with 14 people. Well, however, we learned this morning when court began that 3 people were dismissed after yesterday's proceedings. One of them for an unknown reason, or the judge didn't disclose it. The other was a mother who couldn't find someone to watch her child. And then the last was a professor who had a medical issue that would prevent him from being sequestered in this case. Now, aside from jury selection, as you guys mentioned, we also got some new, never before heard details from Richard Allen's defense attorney, Andrew Baldwin, during his opening statement today. A lot of questions over these past 2 days have really been focused on DNA evidence in the case and really the lack of DNA evidence in this case. Here's what Mr. Baldwin said. He said in his opening statement, quote, "They have no DNA, no fingerprints." He even revealed this. This was the head-turning comment. Hair was found in Abby Williams' hand when they found her body that doesn't belong to Richard Allen. Now, the prosecution also contends that Richard Allen confessed to the murders on phone calls in prison. However, the defense says it was a false confession. Mr. Baldwin said during that alleged confession, Richard Allen said, quote, "He killed his family and his grandchildren, even though he doesn't have any grandchildren." Now, prosecutor Nicholas McClelland's opening statement was pretty much the same as it was yesterday. He said one of his main things that his case revolves around is an unspent bullet that was found in between the 2 girls' bodies, which he says has, quote, "distinct marks that can be matched to Richard Allen's gun." Mr. Baldwin responded to that during his opening statement, saying the bullet evidence is, quote, "a bunch of bunk." Now that jury selection is wrapped up, they will be on a break for Wednesday before holding some hearings on Thursday morning back here at the Allen County Courthouse in Fort Wayne. Some of those, the hearing on Thursday is going to be on some motions that are still pending at this moment. One of them is the defense's request to have the jury actually visit the crime scene where the girls were killed. And the other one is on the prosecution's attempt to keep those sketches. You might remember those 2 sketches that were released, very different looking. The prosecution wants to keep those out. All of that is going to be, they're going to hear arguments on that on Thursday. The judge is going to make her rulings then. And of course, opening statements for the trial still scheduled to get underway on Friday morning. For now, I'm live in Fort Wayne. Max Lewis, CBS 4 News.
Thanks, Max. A lot to uncover here. We wanted to bring you a legal expert's perspective on what we've learned so far. Joining us now is attorney John Tompkins. Thanks for being here tonight.
John, you've been following jury selection very closely. It seems to be going very quickly. Does that surprise you in a case like this one?
A little bit. However, there was probably a lot of advanced work done by both sides in reviewing the prospective jurors to give them an idea of who they really wanted.
Yeah, it sounds like there was a lot of groundwork that went into this before they were even brought in to be interviewed. We heard Max talk about it. The jurors are under a gag order, as are the attorneys for this case. We also have a sequestering that's going to take place for these jurors. So what is the significance of these measures being put into place here?
Sure. Well, jurors are under gag orders in all trials. They're not supposed to talk to each other unless all of them are present, and they're not supposed to start deliberations until the trial's over. In a case like this, a gag order is appropriate for the attorneys because so many news outlets will be asking questions, and it's much easier for the jurors to say, "I simply cannot comment," than to try to make an appropriate comment.
Now, we just heard that the defense team actually made some revelations today during jury selection about their case. How unusual is that at this point in the case for the defense to bring up something that we haven't heard before?
Well, an opening statement, you're supposed to tell the jury what you think the evidence either will or will not show. And so it's not unusual to let them know what the roadmap is and how your case is going to come out.
All right, let's fast forward. We know that the opening statements in this trial are set to begin Friday, but let's say that we're at the very end of this trial. If Richard Allen is not found guilty, what's next for him, and what would be the next task of our prosecutors in this case?
Certainly. Well, the biggest relief to Mr. Allen would be that he gets to go home and be back with his family. In the long term, recovering his reputation and rebuilding his life will be very difficult. As far as prosecutors, they would have to press on and see if they could find who actually committed the crime.
All right, John Tompkins, our legal expert. Thank you very much for joining us today, John. And we'll be relying on you throughout the trial
Certainly.
for your insight. Thank you again. CBS 4 will bring you updates on the Delphi murders trial on air and online. Just head to cbs4indy.com/Delphi. You can also click on the Delphi Murders Trial tab